What is happening? This is N64 Josh, and this is your Nintendo news for Monday, March 27th, 2017. So, let's get right into this thing. I'm on the Reddit page right now for Nintendo, and at the very top of the page, they had an AMA with a speedrunner who holds the world record for Super Mario Brothers. So, it's closed right now, but if you're interested in checking that out, go do it. You know, if that's your thing. I kind of enjoy watching those guys. It blows me away. Just the way they can just cut seconds off of their speed runs. I think it's pretty rad. So, a few of the things that we're gonna look at today. First on the list, and I kind of just went down the list here on Reddit. This is from Nintendo.com. The Nintendo DSi Shop is closing. It's going away. So that means if you've got any points or anything left over from the DSi shop, um, you need to spend them relatively soon because it looks like March 31st is going to be the day that this is going away. So if you have any games that you need to re-download, I would recommend going and doing that as quickly as you can, because after that, see you later. They're gone. So the DSi shop is going away. DSi was such a great system too. Like, I don't know if you guys remember it or had one, but like, it was so slick, and I really liked that system. I played a ton of Mario Kart on that system. Probably one of my favorite DSs. So anyway, goodbye Nintendo DSi shop. So the next thing is we're going to be looking at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is compatible with most Amiibos. And so this is from geekreply.com, and basically says it's going to be compatible with 50 Amiibos at launch, and there are currently more than 20 Mii costumes that will be available at launch. So I'm not sure why 50 are available and only 20 costumes. I'm not sure if each Amiibo unlocks a different costume, or if it's kind of like, The Legend of Zelda, where the Legend of Zelda amiibo unlock a certain type of costume. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know the details yet, but this all came from a Japanese website, and I couldn't read any of it on there. So, but there is a full list here at geekreply.com. You can see they got the Smash Bros, the Yoshi's Woolly World, Animal Crossing. So there's definitely a lot of them, which it's almost all of them. So, and if it's anything like Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, basically you just got new costumes for your Mii to wear. So basically you would get an Animal Crossing style helmet and like racing suit if you used the villager. And there was, Pac-Man had one, and Kirby and Samus, Fox, Mario, they all had them. So looking like it's going to be the same kind of thing, but it'd be cool if there was added stuff. After we saw what they did with Amiibo and Zelda, I would really like to see more things like that, where maybe there's a chance of random carts or random items. Like, it would be cool. And the only problem is I don't have a lot of these Amiibo open, so I hope it's not too cool. But that's my problem, not yours. The more the Amiibo do in game, the better, in my opinion. So looks like we're going to get big time Amiibo support in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Next thing, this is kind of cool. This is right here on the Reddit page, the Nintendo Reddit. It is basically the 3DS turned 6 years old. So man, time flies. I remember when it was announced and everything. I remember thinking, there's no, like, at that time there was no way I was convincing my wife that I was gonna get one of these systems. And it wasn't but a couple of months, and we ended up getting a couple of them for the house. But man, I can't believe it's been 6 years. I mean, as this system, I think when it got into the XL stages and stuff, like, it definitely improved. It was so boxy, and I don't know, the original one was just it was interesting. I remember that screen was so tiny, and that stylus that you could telescope. Pretty interesting for sure. But yeah, it's come a long way, that's for sure. I mean, I still play the one, or I still play it now. I mean, I was playing Mario, the new Mario sports game that came out this weekend on it, and scanning Amiibo cards and everything else. So 6 years old, crazy. It's got about another year until it goes away also. So hopefully it goes out with a smash. And I mean, really great games on the system. Having Smash Bros on there, the Mario Kart on there is great. Like, it has got a really great library and a really vast library of different type of games. So if there's, you're pretty much guaranteed to find something that you're interested in. There's even on the post here, it says favorite games: Kid Icarus Uprising, the Zelda remake, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario 3D Land, Dr. Mario Miracle Cure, the Pushmo games, Phoenix Wright, and I mean, and that list is short. You add Monster Hunters in there, and I don't know if they said Luigi's Mansion. It doesn't look like. I mean, there's a lot of good games on that system. So definitely, if you don't have one, I would definitely suggest getting one before next year, so you can take advantage of some of those games because they're really good. They're really good and really easy to do multiplayer with people too if you know somebody that has one. We still play like Mario Party just down in my living room, so it's cool. This piece right here is actually really interesting. And as you can see right here, it says the Lego City Undercover for the Switch requires internet connection and 13 gigs of storage space. Well, if it requires internet connection, you're not playing this on the bus. You're not playing this in the passenger seat unless you plan on firing up your hotspot on your phone. I don't know. This is interesting. All we got is some pictures here of the game case. This is just on Imager.com. And there at the bottom, you can see it says internet required. Is the same going to be true for a game like Steep? That, I'm not sure. But it does kind of put a little damper on being able to play these games on the go, especially a game like this that, like, I know my kids played this game on the DS, really, really enjoyed it. I'm kind of surprised to see it coming to the Switch, but I think it did relatively well on both the Wii U and the 3DS. So, that's fine. Hopefully there's some good added content to it. I'm not sure. But the other thing is up to 13 gigs storage required for game download. So is this not working like a cart? Is that what am I understanding this correctly? Like, this game is going to download to the system just like a disc on the Xbox One or the PS4? I don't know. I'm a little confused by what this means. It looks like it says storage requirements may change. I don't know. This is very interesting. But I mean, 13 gigs, that's half. That's half the system's memory right there, storage space. So, Henny from the chat says interesting. It's just a DRM check. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a little bit of a loss with this. I mean, just recently I picked up cases for the Switch games, and this thing actually comes with extra cases to hold extra micro SD cards, but I kind of don't want to have to fill those things up with games and be changing them out as well as the game carts, because and then am I going to have like mix and match, like, oh, this micro SD goes with this game cart? I don't know, definitely need more definitely need some more info. Henny's saying that the DRM, digital rights management, like you have the cart so it allows it to work. Yeah, but it has to download. That's I mean, that's what we're doing on the current systems, right? But it just seems strange that in a cart, I don't know. I hope there's some kind of workaround with this, or that maybe this is even. Again, it's Reddit, it's the internet. Maybe it's all false, but if it is the case, I hope this doesn't end up being something that we see on a lot of games. Because, man, trying to keep track of those micro SD cards and all that stuff, I don't know. Hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully it's not the case. And I guess if people are just downloading games, it's no big deal. But this is on the actual game cart that I assume people that are getting the game carts are using those so that they don't have to have the space taken up on their system. That's, I mean, one, I like having a physical item, but two, I don't want to fill up uh, my storage with retail games. If there's indie games that I cannot get a physical release for, fine, that I'll put them on there. But this is not what I want to see. And does that mean we're gonna have to sit and wait for a game to download once you put it in? Because right now with Nintendo games, you pop them in and you play. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I got to check the release date for this game and see when it comes out and see if we can find out more information on it. But not too thrilled about that. That's for sure. Next on our list here, we've got let's see, Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is according to Nintendo Life. It says Zelda Breath of the Wild holds on to top 10 momentum in UK charts. So that is that's good news. That's good news considering there's not a ton of systems out there. That means people are not only buying it for the Switch, but they're also buying it for the Wii U. So let's see. Mario Sports Superstars is struggling in the 36th place. So there you go. That's that. But let's see here. It looked like, let's see, single format result in the Switch version did much of the work and climbed one place to 8th position. And the Wii U entry fell to 23rd, so they actually have them separated, which is, I mean, that's cool. That's fine. But that's good to know that on the Switch even it's in the 8th position. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Looks like Mass Effect's taking the #1 spot right now. And this is the UK charts. So, but I'm glad to see Zelda hanging on. So the next thing is Zelda related. It could be minor spoilers if you'd have no clue about Zelda whatsoever. If you've watched anybody play the game past the first 20 minutes, this is not a spoiler for you. This is actually really cool. But if you've not even seen the first 20 minutes of gameplay and you don't want any kind of spoilers, I'm telling you now, this is going to be a little bit Zelda related, maybe a minor spoiler. We got to go find it back here on the Reddit page here because it looks like I accidentally closed my. Here it is. So again, just it could be a minor spoiler if you haven't seen any of the game. If you've watched anybody play, it's nothing major. In Japan, oh, this is actually a video, so I don't want this to play. But in Japan, we'll go back. Someone has achieved the longest flight distance of 6,578.8 meters on the paraglider. So that is crazy. Let's go ahead and watch this. I'll just mute it and we'll skip this ad. This looks like it goes for a while here. So, oh, they're nice. They're building a fire ahead of time. I see what they got going. Get a little extra height, and there they go. Brilliant. So the question is, look at that stamina. They got 2 full stamina bars, of course. They got to have that. This thing just keeps going. Let's fast forward just a bit. Wait. So did they start a fire themselves? They did. They're starting fires as they are about to hit. That is great. Man, oh man, that is awesome. And they just keep on doing this. Wow. They just keep taking elixirs. They're changing direction. This is super impressive. I can't believe it, but I love it. You never know what you're gonna find. So, crazy stuff there. So, the last thing, it actually comes from the Loot Cave. I wrote up a little article. I figure I might as well do a little plug for our site here. So, Reggie Filme, according to According to him, in an interview he did with Fox News, he said that Nintendo is planning for a very big E3, which hey, that's good news to me. I mean, last year I got to attend E3, and it was pretty much the entire floor was for Zelda, and then there was a little bit of Mario Maker, and that was pretty much it. Like there was not a lot of other games. I mean, there was, if you could go to like the Capcom booth and see some Monster Hunter, which was for the 3DS. But other than that, when you could play Mario Maker or Zelda, and that was pretty much it. And Nintendo's been kind of lackluster in E3s for the last few years. Kind of since 2014, they don't do the standard like live presentation. They go with these Nintendo Directs, and Reggie said this year that he said we're going to have a big E3 this year. This is directly from the Fox News interview. We're going to be showcasing a variety of games. We will have experiences for consumers. We'll be able to attend the show. Consumers will be able to attend the show for the very first time. So I'm not going to tell you all of the various games and all of our little secrets. But I can tell you that E3 is going to be a major opportunity for us to showcase not only the Nintendo Switch, but also content coming to the 3DS. So it really does sound like they're trying to double down on both these systems, which is great. I mean, the 3DS has a massive install base, so keep pushing good games to that. And, the Switch is looking like it's going to have a massive install base. We don't know that for sure, but it is looking that way. Which reminds me, I need to grab one other article. I'll have to. I don't remember which site it was on, and I don't have it up right now, but we'll talk about it shortly. But Nintendo needs a big E3. Period. They need to win E3 2017 because they have not won an E3 in many, many years. It's kind of been. I mean, don't get me wrong. Watching Zelda last year, me and one of the guys from Aim Assist were just like, "Wow, this is like Zelda was." We got up early, watched the whole thing. I think we immediately recorded like our responses about it because it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I mean, it looked amazing. Zelda looked amazing, and it has turned out to be amazing. But that was it. That was kind of all they had for the show, and there was no information about the Switch. This year the Switch is out. They got to take the approach that Microsoft took the year after the Xbox One released, where it was just game after game. They came out just ready to give gamers games, and Nintendo needs to do the same thing. We already have a good list of indie titles coming out. We have a good list of I mean, it's not a great list, but we know some of the first party titles coming out. Third parties have got to come up this E3. There's got to be some third party support, and it has to be more than just the Ubisoft games. Like EA, what are you bringing other than FIFA? Activision, are you bringing anything? Who else is going to start bringing some games? Henny in the chat says yes, show the games. Mario Odyssey is going to be great. What's something new? What's Retro been working on? We need to see what Retro's doing. Is it a new Donkey Kong? Is it Metroid Prime? What are we going to be getting? It would be really great to see them like really double down on some Metroid stuff. Like, here's a 2D Metroid for the 3DS. Here's a 3D Metroid for the Switch. Like, kind of like they used to do with the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. Do that again. Like, get Metroid back out and put out good Metroid games again. Because I know I never played Other M. I've kind of heard mixed reviews about it. The Prime games were good. I played through the first one and loved it. But I mean, I love Zero Mission and Fusion. They were great Metroid titles. So, I know they gave us Federation Force recently, but that isn't really what we asked for. Like, we want to go on those adventures with Samus again. So bring that, please bring that. Even if there's games that are out a while that we aren't going to see for a while, like, they need to be teasing that stuff. They need to pique people's interest to get them to continue just trying to find the Switch, trying to buy them, and they need to win this E3. That's what I want to see. I want to see Nintendo just come out of the gate just swinging and ready to take this thing. The Switch is a great system. I'm loving it on the go. I'm loving it in my living room with my family. Every person in my family, kids ranging from 9 to 16, 14, and 11, all of us play this thing, and we have a great time doing it. We even as soon as my two oldest boys got home today, the first thing they did was sit down and play snipper clips because I introduced them to the dojo and hockey on that game. We're gonna have more videos on that very soon. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. So they need to keep this thing going. They need to market this thing. I think I've said it. I think I said it on our podcast, but I'm going to say it again. They need to market the Switch like Disney markets Star Wars, right? Even Henny in the chat saying continue the hype train that they've built up. That's right. They got to just keep it going. Keep it going. I mean, Zelda is off to a great start. It's time for Mario to step it up. You know what? Mario Kart 8 is going to be great, but we got to get maybe some DLC for that. They could talk about that at E3. Some more courses coming. Maybe they're gonna do something that's like Double Dash themed or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking based on the fact that you can carry two items. Is that hinting at that? I don't know. I don't know. But keep just making like they have good games, but they need to get them out on a much faster rate so that we can. Because I mean I completed Zelda and I'm kind of like I want to keep playing the Switch, but like there's a few indie games or whatever, but I want that next big adventure and it's looking like, it'd be Mass Effect is the newest one. It's not on the Switch. So I just want to see more games on this system as soon as possible because I had the Wii U. I mean, the Wii U was like some of the best games Nintendo's ever put out, but man, there were droughts. There were droughts. Even during the holiday season, there was like not much sometimes. So they gotta keep going. So the last thing, see if I can find it here. I think it was on Nintendo Life. We'll scroll down a little bit. They got a whole bunch about had Splatoon this last weekend, which was cool. I got to play a little bit of it. I mean, it was definitely Splatoon. Let's check the other site here because I think that's where it might have been. It felt good. I let my daughter and my wife play it. And they actually really enjoyed it. We didn't really play the other one all that much. So, yeah, there it is again, that Lego City Undercover using up 13 gigs of space required. And this is kind of interesting, too. I did want to point this one out, that the Splatoon 2 won't use much data if you play online via a smartphone hotspot. So that's kind of cool. If you're limited there, you might be able to take advantage of it. Looks like Super Meat Boy Forever could come to the Nintendo Switch. That would be good. It looks like I'm not gonna. Oh, here it is. So this is from DigiTimes, and they have not always been the most reputable source, but they are saying that. And there you go. There's the article there. It says DigiTimes, which isn't always the most reliable source, are reporting that Nintendo is expecting to ship 20 million Nintendo Switch consoles during its first year on sale. That would be awesome. I'm cool with this. The news was obtained by the publication from a Taiwan-based supply chain maker. The same site says that Nintendo president Kimishima Tatsumi has said he expects Nintendo Switch overall sales to hit 110 million units, which is 10 million more than the Wii, I believe. So that would be great. And I hope it's the case. I mean, again, like I mentioned, my family, everybody in here wants to play this thing. Like we're having a great time with it. And I think when people see it, when they can see what it can do, kind of just that being able to game together anywhere. My wife and I took it to a tavern yesterday. We sat and had a beer and played snipper clips, and we had a blast. We had a blast, and the waiters and stuff or the waitress that was waiting on us was just like, you guys are so lucky, And so it was really cool. And just, I mean, having that just on the go, like, here we go, let's play multiplayer. I can't, like, she's even like, I can't wait till we have Mario Kart 8, to be able to take it anywhere and play it. I mean, the controllers are a little tiny, but they feel pretty good. So, 20 million is a huge number for the first year, and I hope that ends up being the case. 3D Print Gamer says Nintendo and Verizon must join forces. Unlimited mobile Wi-Fi and gaming on the go. Hey, that'd be cool. That would be cool. That would be really nice to be able to do that. And we're almost gonna need something like that when we see games like that Lego game that you have to be internet is required to play it. That's the one thing, like, I hope people recognize that or see that. Like, they should almost make that larger print, because you're going to have people that are buying these games for small kids. They may not catch that. They give it to them in their car and they're like, oh, this isn't working. Why can't I play this thing? And it can make for some really frustrated people. So I don't, you guys, what do you guys in the chat think? I mean, when the Switch's big thing was like, this is a hybrid portable system plus a home system when a game requires internet to play. Do you guys think that's a good idea for this system? I mean, don't get me wrong. You have a game like Mario Kart. You can play it on the go or you can play it online. And then you have this game, this Lego City Undercover, which says requires internet. I don't know. I mean, if I look through my list of Xbox One games that I have, Destiny requires internet. Battleborn requires internet. Overwatch, I believe, requires internet. I'm not leaving my house to play those games, but we have Steep on the Xbox One, and it requires internet because you're constantly updating, like, I don't know if it's scores or the best runs or the fastest runs, that kind of stuff. To only be able to play that when you're connected, it's kind of like, what's the point of taking it portable? That's the way I'm looking at it. So, MXC Mead, does the local Switch linking require Wi-Fi? I don't believe so. I think you can hook up, you can do it. I know you can do LAN, but I don't know if you need to be able to plug in for that or if that can hook up wirelessly. I haven't run into anybody else that has a Switch yet to even be able to try it. So I'll find out. I'm assuming you should be able to do it without Wi-Fi. I mean, you can do it on the 3DS. I mean, you can just sit and play, and maybe even Nintendo's site gives a little more info on that. And that may depend game to game too, right? I don't know about. I mean, you got games like Animal Crossing on the 3DS where you can bounce. You can go visit people far away, which is on the internet, or locally, which are in the room with you. And Henny says it's probably not the best, depends on the game. Yeah, I mean, again, it would bum me out to see more games coming out like this that require you to have internet. It's not like most of us have internet all around us. We can go to a coffee shop, we can go to a restaurant, whatever. They're going to have Wi-Fi. But if you're taking it, like where we go on vacation is out it's basically a cabin. I mean, there's electricity and everything, but we don't have internet. So we won't be able to play those games that require internet out there unless I turn on my hotspot. And that that gets expensive. So yeah, I hope this isn't a trend for a lot of games. 3D Print Gamer from the chat says, I think Nintendo just assumes that you have a mobile phone to link it to for chat, so why not for connection? He doesn't see the problem with it personally. Henny says his in-laws' house is the same, no Wi-Fi. I think what it boils down to is just how much data it uses. I think I don't have unlimited, so that's where the issue comes for me. And so, and he also says because of the in-laws' house being that way, he got the 3DS purchase with the winky face. So I think a lot of it is just not having unlimited. And we're gonna get to a point. I mean, we are getting to a point now that's like even parks and stuff. I mean, all around us is getting Wi-Fi. So at some point this may be not even a talking point because there's literally Wi-Fi everywhere. But right now that's not the case, and I know that's definitely not the case for most of the United States, and definitely not the case for most of the world that there is Wi-Fi everywhere. So, again, we'll be fine as far as me and the people in my house because we'll check that stuff and we'll go, okay, is this going to be worth it? Knowing that, again, my concern is for the people that may not know that it has to be because they don't catch it on the box. And that could be frustrating for some people. So anyway, guys, this has been the Daily Nintendo News. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here live with me on twitch.tv/N64Josh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed this video, please hit the like. Please hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment on your thoughts on some of this stuff. So we'll see you tomorrow, and that's it. Later.